Alright guys, just doing a recap over my trades today. Ending the day red, not happy about it, but that's the reality of trading. Down 127 bucks. First solid red day, over $70 loss in a while. So that's good. Took a loss here, OPGN, thought it might curl up and try to break over 4. Right here 4. So I took the long right here. There was a bid prop, came in, and I risked the bid prop, and it disappeared, or actually it got ate through, so I cut 1 cent underneath the 30,000 bid prop at whatever it was, 340, and lost like 12 bucks. Had 500 shares, so I mean, if it did proceed to rip over 4 or 5, I would have made, 600-700 bucks and risked 15 bucks, so that's cool. Lost the most on this. It was this $56 loser. And it really shouldn't have even been a loser, but I woke up late because my alarm, I don't know, I got mad and punched it the other day and it doesn't work right now, so I need to go ahead and get a new alarm. And I didn't mean to punch it, but I couldn't find it, so I was whacking around and I jammed the button up on the snooze. So now whenever the alarm goes off but once and automatically it hits snooze. So if I don't hear it, then you know I just got lucky. I woke up, it was 8 a.m. and by the time I was ready to enter the market, I was really unprepared, still kind of groggy, and we had this little gap down, and I was willing to risk a dip, and I was thinking about something right around here. But what can you do when it dips from 3.8 to 3.1? So a full cent on a 3 cents, 4 cent stock in 1 minute, I mean, that was a 10-15% drop in 1 minute. So not much you can do there. And I did panic out right here at 30 or 0310, almost the low of the dip. Because, I mean, who knows, it could have easily kept going, and I had big size at 0.29, so I wasn't going to let that go, because that $50 loss could have easily been a $150 loss had it dropped to 1 cent. But, check it out. It can go sideways here a couple days, then over 0.042 is a big potential buy, because we get the multi-month breakout over all-time highs. Or at least all-time highs that count in my opinion, because that's the only volume. So lost 57 on that. Let's see. We'll get to this stock here. Lost I don't know, 20 on this one, I believe. Yeah, so I was expecting it to kind of first green day over here, just kind of like AIM did, and break out over highs, but it didn't. And I got long on this dip right here as it started to consolidate right here, and as it started to fade back, I cut right before the big washout, so that was good. And on this one, I lost a few dollars. What was it? Yeah, so as you saw in the last video, which on the other stock right here, PCTL, I was up $90 in the close, and I was up over 100 on this one, and it gaps down. Of course, I was expecting a gap up, so I was dead wrong on that, and that happens. That's why I only had, what was it, 37 shares. We had the gap down, and since I was able to, obviously see the gap down, I was still tired and groggy. I expected either a spike or some kind of hold sideways where I'd cut out into. But we had the immediate drop into halt, and so I got a little bit nervous, and I was gonna just risk zero and maybe let it ride, which is a bad idea. Most likely, you should just cut because you know wants to hold shares forever. But 37 shares is nothing, so at max, if it went to zero, I would have lost $200. Anyways, we got the hold in the spike, and I cut out a piece at like 520, and then the rest at 550. I was hoping it would go to 6, but I kept trailing stops on each 1 minute candle, so it cut me out right here. So I was going to stop out at the low of each candle once it got over 5. So I stopped out right here, 516, and then I stopped out right here at 552. And I lost like, I don't know, $20 when I could have lost, I was down like 90 here. So it went from being up 100 to down 90. Nice little swing there. So I was kind of mad, took a lot of small paper cuts today, down 127, and I took my eye off the ball. I had a buy stop order on this stock like 3 freaking times, and I erased it. So we got, I've showed you this pattern. If you've paid attention, I call it the cup no handle. We had the coronavirus news, definite deal with US on testing. We had the halts, whatever, people were stoked about the news, so I knew it could come back. But after my losses, I was like, we had the spike up over VWAP. Now I wanted the higher low. We got it, and I expected the higher high where I was going to buy. I had the buy stop over, what was it? 136. So it was sitting at 137 with a limit of 138, 500 shares, risking 123. And 123 fell before my buy order goes, so I just said, this thing's not gonna do anything, and I'm sure the guys will be shorting it. And what happens? Pull back to VWAP, higher low right here, 134. Boom, over 134, you get the entry, and then what happens? Another higher low for the second ad. So the target is going to be 234 with an ad at 148, and we're risking 131. The low of the dip, 136. Target 234. We would have sold right here for a profit of over, I don't know, at least $500. So not only did I lose today, but I missed out on a golden opportunity. And that just goes to show you my pattern that I invented myself works. Now I know I told another thing which made me kind of get away from it is usually the pattern happens around 10:30 a.m. Central Time, so that's why I was eyeing it right here. It can happen by 12. I'll forget about it after 12, but as you can see, we got the spike right before 12, so I would have been interested in the buy right here. Very close, but still would have got it. And I say 500, not 1,000, because I would have played it smaller due to the fact it took longer to happen. But when it works, it works. It doesn't matter how it happens. That's one thing I learned in this book that I read. You buy a stock and you sell a stock. You can say it's point A is the buy, point B is the sell. You shouldn't care what the hell the stock does in between point A and point B. That's where people get it wrong. That's where I get it wrong. That's where people tell you about leaving the emotions out. You shouldn't not have emotions buying a stock. You should be nervous. You should be ready to cut at all times. You do not want to get caught with a stock going down against you big size. Because what do you think, you're going to want to cut it when you're down 400 and then all of a sudden you're down 800 and then 12? No, you're not going to want to cut it. You're just going to let it keep going, going, going. So the guy says, your entry is king. You buy your stock, you wait for your sell. You have conviction in your target area. Now, say it got to, my target was 234. Had it gone to, 205 and stuffed and pulled back, I would have completely missed it most likely. But if it got to 215, 220, now that is close enough to 232 where I believe I would take off half if it starts to act scary there. And then hopefully it pops over 230. And if it starts to act scary there, I can take some off. But as you see, halt up, halt up, halt up. And as you get a first red candle, maybe I would have taken it off at 3. Anyways, so today made a bunch of small losses due to mediocre setups. They were there. But there's got to be something to be said for really nailing the trade. I think maybe I need to look more towards, I have my 3 or 4 best setups, my A+ setups. And if there's not a single A+ setup, okay, then I can try to scalp at break even or at a very, very, very small loss to high reward setup. If there is no A+ setups, and AYTU was an A+ setup, but since I had taken all those small losses, I was angry. I didn't want to stare at the screen anymore, and I didn't want to wait around for AYTU. And I paid the price. I should be up 600-700, but I'm down 120. But these are the kind of things you have to recognize to become a better trader. And that's kind of my own thought processes. I used to have to go running around my block to get over that hump, where I was like gambling all the time, not taking trades. I would take trades that had nothing to do with anything, just buy it because it thought it looked cool, whatever. But yeah, so I'm probably, next time I have any kind of A+ setups, just going to try and focus on that. And if, I do happen to miss a scalp that turns into a big runner, so be it. It hurts a lot worse to miss an A+ setup that, you've learned and worked so hard to understand. Anyways, tomorrow, not watching much, not much on the watch list, so kind of just looking at the scanners. Of course, I'll be looking to buy PCTL over 4, but most likely it's going to need another day or two at least to hold like this little area here. If I was able to short, I could maybe look to short AYTU on the gap down, or if it had a couple more red day or green days to short the first red day. Either way, it's overextended enough now to where I would short a gap down. KBLB, probably looking to get long on something like this. First hive day, add on the first pullback to hive day. Expecting it to get over 28 cents. Looking to sell it like 35. But not much else, so kind of a slow week out there, but that's what you should expect with the markets like this. Anyways, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, of course. And remember that, not every day is a winner. The main thing is to grow. Oh, and just in case you're not following me on Twitter, you might not have seen my growth chart, but if you want to see my growth chart, then go ahead and go to Twitter, my Twitter account, and I'll show you the link one more time for you guys. But just in case you are too lazy, I'll just go ahead and show you here. But this is my account growth right here for the year of 2020. As you can see, a little choppy here. This is when I got my cash account, so there was some adjusting to do from a PDT account to a cash account. I mean, I can't trade exactly as much as I want, and I don't have unlimited buying power, but it's basically over PDT because, I mean, who's really going to be buying a huge amount of shares without really, really knowing what the hell they're doing? So Only fools. Anyways, can't be mad at that.